Hey, it's Jang here from JangBricks.com with another 2014 LEGO Ninjago set review. This is the Thunder Raider, set number 70723. Comes with 334 pieces and costs $30 in the US. Yet another half-tracked vehicle from LEGO, from their kind of independent lines. Half-track meaning half with tank-style treads and then half with wheels, or a combination of the two. I usually don't like these, and I especially don't like their brand in general, because they just really look funky. And here again, they've gone with a funky design. It's all the only way that I can really describe it. It's jacked up so far in the back, and it's has so much weird ground clearance out of nowhere in the middle, and the tires are just, they don't seem like they're in the same scale as the tracks. However, once you start getting into why things are designed the way that they are and how this thing can be used, it starts to make a little bit more sense. So overall, I mean, you look at it from here, that is an awesome look. I think you've got the two big cannons right here. That is proper. I also like the stickers. I'm not a big fan of stickers, but these really add, I think, to the look of the thing, to the texture of it, and you know, it fits together well. You've got some interesting design work there with the different angles that go together, and different stickers here. You got overall a three-tone color scheme. You can see stuff in the back kind of moves around a little bit. That's a little bit odd, unless you already know what exactly is going to go on back here, which I can now show you. All this back here, that comes off, and then you take this, flip it around, turn these up. We got some transforming features going on here. Flip these around forward, flip this around forward, and now you have a mech and a vehicle. Okay, now things are getting better. However, it continues to get better. Flip these open, flip that like that, and all this here, shoom, comes back in there like so. Now this looks like almost like a ground fighter. And now I think that the proportions actually look a little bit better. They make a little bit more sense. You got this extra space here, kind of balances out the space here. This is pretty cool looking. So let's just look at the vehicle itself first. In this secondary mode, you've got a bunch of cannons here, which fortunately they're not flick missiles because they're kind of lined up with the tracks. You would kind of shoot your own tracks off if you tried to fire those, but just pretend that they're not actually lined up there. Pretend they're going to shoot just past it. This kind of works like a handle now, so this is really good for playing for kids, because they can just hold this and, you know, jump and stuff. That's really good. I think probably more vehicles should have some kind of handle feature. Otherwise, you could just kind of hold it under here, but I think this is cooler. You know, just easier. The canopy opens up, of course. You've got a very old print piece used here that they've brought back. I figure it does have to sit back a little bit, but this works out pretty well. The most interesting thing about building this for me was learning that you can combine together these little clip pieces with these ratcheted pieces. Those actually go together and they'll snap together. See, there's that little bit of round bit in there. I don't know if that's a recent addition to the design. I'll have to look at some of my older pieces, but those actually snap together just a little bit, and it's actually going to hold. So that's a really interesting possible technique to consider for mock builds. The vehicle belonged to Jay, the mech belongs to Cole. The design of the mech is pretty simple. It doesn't have any hands or anything, but I really appreciate how tall it becomes, how large it becomes. You can just see the difference in scale there between a minifig and it. It's pretty big, and it has pretty good coverage of parts. You know, around the feet, it's covered up pretty well. The shoulders are nice. I like the cannons. Not a whole lot of pieces used there, but they look good, and does still, even though they're shooters, they do still have that martial arts style with the use of these larger scale sword pieces. From the back, doesn't look quite as good, but doesn't look particularly bad. These right here are kind of the hooks that allow it to set into the vehicle. The interesting thing here from a building perspective for me was the introduction of these pieces, which I have not seen before. I'll go ahead and just popped off an entire assembly, but there you can see the part that I'm talking about has the bar on the back. I've not seen these before. I might be mistaken, but I think that this is new. And lastly, there's a look at the mech with Cole at the controls. So you can see how a minifigure actually will fit in there. You could clip the hands in there, but I'm not going to do that right now because now I'm going to show you the minifigs by themselves. Left to right, it's Jay, Cole, and a Nindroid. Out of everything that we see here, my favorite thing is the new print for Cole's torso. But let's start from the left. First off, Jay with the yellow Techno blade has a little bit different handle on it compared to the others. And then you've got Cole with a just a regular sword in gold. The Nindroid doesn't have anything on him here, but I'm going to show you his weapons platform in a minute. Take a look at these guys from the back before I start to take stuff off so you can see stuff more clearly. All right, and now with all the accessories removed except for the hair pieces, take a look at them from the front and you can clearly see the prints. And now you can see what I mean about the print on the front of Cole's torso. Lots of different colors and patterns, really interesting designs. I think that's one of the better designed torso prints of the year so far. I think that it just looks really good to me. Not to take anything away from the others, but this one in particular just really steals the show for me. Lastly, here is that weapons platform for the Nindroid. It's called a double laser cannon, although it appears to have quad laser beams coming out of it. But it's just a little thing that kind of sits there, and it's got a couple handles on the back which you could use to represent the spots where the Nindroid would hold on to it, or you can use them as clips. So in some of the box art they show the Technoblade actually being attached to this. I don't know what the story significance is of that, since as of the time of this video the Ninjago new series has not been released, not even close. But there is an additional thing you can do with this. You can hold on to these bits in the center up from the sides, and that's not how that's supposed to go. There we go, that's how it's supposed to go. It's a little bit awkward how these come off because everything has the same friction, but these can be used as weapons by the Nindroid. It's kind of like he has double lightsabers or something like that. I don't know, that's a little bit of a stretch to me. It looks like too much power for one just regular character to have, but it's another interesting option though. This is well done. The individual components did not impress me all that much, but when you put them all together, the way that they're combined, that works out very well. And I think that you get a good value for the price that you pay. So overall, this is another one that I think is done well and I think is a good buy. So that's it for my thoughts on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Hope that had good information for you and was possibly a little bit entertaining for you. I've got a lot more videos to come. We're right in the middle of the 2014 release season as this video is being recorded. So stay tuned for more. Watch for all my updates at jangbricks.com. And if you want to see more quickly, as soon as stuff comes out, watch it at the blog and subscribe to the channel to get notifications automatically. Talk to you again soon.